Okay, well, it's my great pleasure to be here with Roy Moore, who is a Kiwi from 1955 and 1956. Played 13 games. 52. There you go. I stand corrected. 4 tests, part of those 13 games that you played. Very warm welcome, Roy. It's great to have you here, mate. Can I first start just by asking you, such a long time ago now, but do you remember when you first started playing rugby league?
Yes, I'd be. When was it now? It would be Newmarket.
Yes.
Had a rugby league team.
Intermediate
school boys.
Okay.
We won the championship.
Yep.
And in the presentation of the junior football in those days, we went into the headquarters and we all got a Cox the Hatter gold cap.
Well.
Gold and black.
Yes.
All with silver braiding with Busby on top.
Yes.
I've still got that cap.
Wow.
Every player got one.
Yeah.
From Cox the Hatter and Crangaby Road.
So how old were you then?
Oh, be about 30
Wow.
maybe less, 12.
Wow. What about influences, Roy? Was there any particular person or group of people that you just really thought, yep, that's the game?
Well, I'll just point out that chap Hecky.
Yes.
He was a man that got boys from Ellerslie and Green Lane,
yep,
and took them off the streets and started the Green Lane.
So how did you meet? How did you meet him?
Because my days in Green Lane, we had boys from Ellerslie.
Yes.
And we had boys from Green Lane. We had one bloke from Takanini.
Oh wow.
This is part of Green Lane League.
Yeah.
And we had the Ellerslie race course ground.
Yep.
You know where the motorway is now?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you remember the old days of the main entrance was the Ellerslie race course in Green Lane Road?
Yeah.
Well, there used to be a paddock on the side of the draft horse that used to graze.
Okay.
They had horse and carts doing all the maintenance of the race course.
Yeah.
And it had a little slope on it.
Yep.
From railway houses for the railway line country,
Yep.
Green Lane. And Bill Leach and Bill Jones, they were railway workshop men.
Yeah.
The local barber, he got into it. The local butcher, he got into it.
Yeah.
And Bill Leach, he was a foreman at the railway workshops.
Yes. Yeah.
They started the Green Lane League.
Yeah. Who coached you? Who was your first coach?
Well, it was Bill Jones. He was the one that kept us together.
Bill Jones. Yeah.
Bill Jones.
Yeah.
And Green Lane started from there. They built a shed down the corner, put a spotlight up for night training.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Big light.
Yeah.
On the roof, and they had a senior B side actually in those days.
Yeah.
But I think the whole thing just folded up as years went by.
Yeah.
And,
so playing
then
league.
Manukau joined Green Lane.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually played for Manukau Green Lane for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So playing league then, and you're obviously at school. Was league frowned upon then when you started playing league?
No, it wasn't. No, we used to go to the Domain and play league at the Domain.
What about rugby? You play rugby?
Only at school.
Only at school. What was the school?
Well, Corn Park.
Yep. Cool.
Up there.
Okay. Yeah.
Just down those.
Yep. So they were all fine with you being.
Yeah, well, Tommy Baxter now, he went to Remuera School and he was our next door neighbour.
Yes. Okay.
We all grew up together.
Yep.
The Baxter family, and in the Henry Street where the Commons Club is.
Yep. Yep.
And you know, Henry Street there was Station Terrace in the early days, and they changed it to Henry Street. And my uncle Ivan Colvin gave me a league football from Carla Park.
Well.
Out of shape a little bit.
Yep.
And that's when I started my goal kicking. Because Abo Street was right across from where we lived at 44 Henry Street.
Yeah.
And I'd kick over the telegraph wires into Abo Street.
Yeah. Because you became a pretty good kicker.
Well, I did,
Yeah.
Played the trophy twice.
Yeah, you did pretty well there.
But that was the start of my goal kicking, mind you, because my dad, he worked for the Post and Telegraph.
Yeah.
He said, "You do any damage to those wires? Your star money or something, somehow?"
Of course, you went to the Mount Albert Club and you played for.
Yeah, well, I was lucky to get to Mount Albert League because I virtually did train with Murray Robinson in Richmond.
Yes.
Harold and Tom, they used to bike from Green Lane to Greyland Park for training.
Yep.
Now that was, when you think of it in those days.
Yes, yeah.
And I was working for Newmarket Printing House as an apprentice. I was there, so I was 18 years at Newmarket Printing House.
Yep.
I started my time there after going to Set and Tech and learning all about the printing trade. And as I went through the years, chap Higginbottom came from Christchurch. He was the manager of the business and owned it. And Arthur McInerney, he worked at the Auckland Star, his brother Ray worked at the Herald as a binder, and Crunchy came in from a printer up in Khyber Pass.
Okay.
And he came to Newmarket Printing House, and this is over the years. The Macanani boys bought the boss out,
Yep.
Al Higginbottom, and they took over. So we had Arthur, Ray, Ken, Crunchy, myself, all working in the printing shop,
Yep.
plus other staff. And it was Ray that said to me when I'd been at training at Richmond with Harold, my brother, and Tom,
Yep.
and said, well, when it came to the crunch, Murray Cook, Bert Cook's son, got the fullback job.
Yep.
So Ray says Prenter has just retired from Mount Albert League. They won the treble, I think.
Yep.
In 50, was it 51? 50. And he said, come over and have a trial with Mount Albert. So I went over and had a trial, and Scotty Prentice liked me, and
Yep.
gave me the fullback job.
Yep. Yep. So Mount Albert obviously strong then, as they are.
Oh,
today.
yeah.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, not to get away old Scotty, he was a good coach, he didn't muck around, there was no messing around with my Scotty, either you did or you didn't.
Well, what about the overall game in Auckland then? Was it very strong?
Yeah,
Very, very strong.
it was top sides.
And the rest of the provinces? in
Richmond
New
was
Zealand?
a hard team to beat,
Richmond,
Marriott
yeah.
was a hard team to beat.
Yeah.
But I won the junior schoolboys, the Colour Park days. They had the junior board, had the big gala day at Colour Park.
Yes. Yeah.
So I won the goal kicking competition
Yeah.
twice in a row, and I was intermediate and senior schoolboy then. I was red for senior schoolboys.
Yep.
Played curtain raiser with Green Lane. When Balmain came over to play at a Who, we were the curtain raiser, and
Wow.
the Balmain manager gave me a Balmain badge. I
Wow.
kicked a few goals, I think it helped him to try or something. So
Yeah.
he thought he didn't sign me up for Balmain, though.
Did you want to?
No. Never thought of it. No.
13 games for the Kiwis.
Mm.
Do you remember the first time you pulled on your Kiwi jersey?
Yes, it was 52.
Talk us through that. You remember
Well, I'd been through trials, and Andy Berryman was representing from Waikato,
that? Yes.
and I think it was another chapter of Wellington, but we all went through about 3 trial matches at Carwell Park, and when it came to the nitty gritty, and Jim Amos was our coach,
Yep.
we found, and Bill Swift and Siddle was the managers, and when it was announced that I was going to Aussie in 52,
Wow.
with the team with
Yeah.
Whitey and
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the crew. And we were the first team to fly out in the flying boat.
Yes, yeah, you showed me that picture before. So that huge experience
It was
there.
good.
Yeah,
It was
exciting. Very exciting.
Well, Alan Michael was still around.
Yeah.
Him and I sat on the arse of the flying boat. We went down the Bean Rock, and turned around, and I said to Alan, I said, "This is my first flight." He said, "So it's mine." And all we could see was water going past, and we're going up the harbour towards Westhaven. We're still in the water of Westhaven.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, Pine Island's next, mate." I said, "I hope we clear." He slowly lifted out of the water, and
So how many
7
people?
hours, I think it was 7 hours.
7 hours.
Yeah,
7 hours. How many people were on that plane? You remember?
Well, I can remember the stewardess saying, "I think we're overcrowded on this plane." She said, "There's luggage, there's all this football gear, come on." And she said, "I think you better come over on another flight." Because we're in the back of the plane hearing all this, Michael and I.
Yeah.
And but she didn't get out of the water anyhow. We landed on Rose Bay, and as we came into Rose Bay, we went over the rooftops. You could see the leaded nails on the roof. I said, "Good gracious, was that close?" And we went to Rose Bay. And
Yeah.
we left to come home. We left at midnight, I think. We got back to Auckland at 7 in the morning after the 6-week tour.
Wow.
And we won the tests, and we were taken straight to a big restaurant
Oh, my
just
gosh.
after 7 in the morning in High Street. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
with the New Zealand League.
Wow.
Big reception. Because we made good money there. They had 70,000. And
What about some of the players in that team?
oh no, there's Francie Mulcair and Atkinson. And, no, there was
Great-
the
great
real
stuff.
old, yeah.
Yeah.
The old, the chap from Christchurch, the front row prop, there was George Davison was hooker.
Yeah.
All
Who
real
was
seasoned
Who
football.
was your coach? Who was your coach?
It was Jim Amos.
Jim Amos, of course. Yes. Right.
Good bloke too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jim, he would train on the Sydney Cricket Ground. That was the home ground before the rugby league then,
Yep.
was cricket.
Yep.
And old Jim would say, "Come on, we've done pretty well." And on the way back, he says, "I think we'll just drop in and have a drink before dinner." You know, he was the type of joker that even Trav Hardwick being captain,
Yep.
we all got on so well together.
Yep.
There was no, and he took us into warehouses just to see things on the off time. You know, kept us all together.
Yes. Yes.
He was one of those jokers that
Yeah.
just didn't get on top of you, but he would like you to do your best.
Yeah. So sitting in that changing room, your first test, you've got your jersey, you put your jersey on, you're looking around in your changing room there. How did that feel? That must just have been such a wonderful...
Well, that was against Frenchmen on 52.
Yes,
wasn't
yes.
it?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, see, I went out that day and I think I'd kicked 3 goals, or something like that. Scored the try. I think we got the whole 9 points.
Yeah, yeah.
We got beaten 13-9 or something.
13-9, yeah.
Something like that. Of course, the second test came up and I kicked another couple of goal penalties, and somehow or other I had this little chip put over by the 5'8". It was in between halfway and 25. I spun around, picked the ball up, and next thing I had 2 knee bears right across the shoulder blades.
Oh,
He
yeah.
broke this one.
Oh my gosh.
And they got rid of the goal kicker.
Yeah, well, because Des said exactly the same thing. You always take the kicker out. So were you always a kicker? Did you?
Yeah, no,
you always right from the get-go?
Punting. See, in the old days of league football, there was a lot of punting.
Yes.
You could spiral the ball down to that corner and the fullback would be there, and your forward could get within 5 metres of it. And you could trap him, you know. You weren't allowed to move unless you took it on the full and you're at full base. But the forwards could get around you for 5 metres. If you took 3 steps or something like that, they can pounce on you.
Yeah.
So we used to have these punting spiral kicks there, put him over there, until you made a mistake. But when you could take it on the full flat out,
Yep.
you could skirt them sometimes,
Yep.
and your winger always dropped back with you and
Yep.
kept you in touch. But you had to be a good ball catcher and a good ball handler,
Yeah.
really.
And in 1953, you played in an American All-Stars
That's
game up.
right.
And how on earth did that come about? Where
Well,
Roy Moore was playing for the American All-Stars up in Whangarei. How did that come about?
I had a good day up there. We got 3 tries and 15 goals. I thought I was a marvel. But no, that was there was Roffey. He played hooker. Trav Hardwick, he was brought in. I know Des Barchard was brought in too, I think. But they were short of players through injury.
Yes, yes.
And you know, they did play at Carla Park there, and you'd see the 5'8" get the ball and throw it across the centre like a spiral, like they do in American
yes,
football.
yeah.
But trying to handle our football is a bit tougher.
Yes, yeah.
Get your mental around it.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that was it, through injuries, and they asked could we take some players just to keep us going,
Oh,
keep the
fantastic.
tour, make the tour a success.
Yeah.
Well, they
So
went Aussie
who,
up
did,
there,
who
no?
did you play up there? Who did you play against?
We played Northland.
Played Northland,
No,
yes.
on the ground.
Did you win?
Oh yeah, 30-something.
And you kicked a few goals. And,
Oh, I can't
yeah,
see
yeah.
it. Told a couple of tries.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
thought I was
yeah.
amazing. But Mount Albert let me go really just to do that.
Just to do that.
Yeah,
That was
because I had to
fantastic.
get permission to be a settler.
Yeah, you became an American for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny thing, I went to Roffey's funeral, Roy Roff, because
Yes.
he played with him.
Yeah.
And for some reason or other, one of his sons came out with this American football jersey on. I said, where did you get that from? He said, Roffey's. When we got changed underneath Carla Park, you know, the old little changing rooms up on the back passage.
Yes, yes.
He threw it out the window
yeah.
and picked it up like kept
yeah.
it.
Oh, good on him.
But nobody else got an American football jersey, I'll tell you now.
What about your last game? Did you have to give up through injury? Or you
No,
just, you
no.
just had enough, or-
The last game I played for was Howick Rugby League.
Yep. Yeah.
Tommy Baxter and
Yeah.
Cliff Johnson and
So what year was that? when you
well,
played?
Tom was the coach.
Yeah.
Tom Baxter.
Yeah.
So that I'm trying to think back on that one. It'd be on that photo.
Yeah.
It'd be on the
Yeah.
photo. I can't think of the year.
And you just after that.
I was married.
Yep.
I got married and I married a golfer who designed golf courses' daughter, Jack Eccles.
Oh, okay.
And he designed Woodford Park.
Oh, nice.
He did South Head.
Yeah. Married into some money.
Oh, well, you know, the one at Woodford Park, that was the big earth mover,
Yes.
Stevenson.
Yes, yes, Steve.
He
Yes.
had a big farm,
Yes.
and he approached my wife's father, and said the Jack was Grange man from day one.
Yep.
Grange was his baby, and he looked after all the cars at the council.
Yep.
Down in the city there by
Yep.
Victoria Park. But Jack and Stevenson got together and Stevenson said, well, here's my farm, do something with it.
Right.
So he designed
Yeah, Woodford Park. Yeah.
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 But,
You know, when
he had a bit to do with Waiheke,
Yep.
Pakuranga.
Yep.
He was a real, and then helped build my house.
You did marry well. So just looking at the game today, Ron, I know you still follow the game and the changes that have happened over the years. Has it been for the better or for the worse, do you think? Is there any particular thing you don't like?
Well, Ray and I were on Barter Cup.
Yes.
And
yes.
we did all the officiating with
Yes.
the scorecards
Yes.
and everything.
Yes.
And that's when we saw the Mandariva boy that was playing for. Who's he playing over in the seats now? He was playing for the Warriors. I'm trying to think of his name. He ended up over.
Eastwood, Greg Eastwood.
No.
Bromwich? No.
He was a fullback for Mandariva in the early days, but he was brilliant.
Yeah.
I picked him out. I said to Ray, "This Jack is going to go places." Yeah. He's just played for not Wigan. I'm trying to think of his name.
Oh,
He played for the Warriors.
Yeah. Trying to think. No.
No, he's a good footballer.
So you think
I
the
think
game?
Did he play for Wigan? He wanted to. And Leeds. He played for Leeds, I think, too.
Okay. Well, no. So it wouldn't. Yeah. I was going to say Greg.
But he was a warrior, a good warrior player.
Yeah. So you think that the game is in good stead at the moment, or you think?
Well, I think it's doesn't get the publicity it should.
Yeah.
You'll never get publicity. The Auckland Star gave League more publicity than the Herald does. I'll tell you now. The Herald's very benign, in my opinion.
What about injuries? Do you have any injuries over the years?
Well, no, I had some collarbone.
Yeah.
I had the odd thigh problem.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, I think, through my goal kicking. But outside that, or the old knee. But the old days, you know, there was a thing called Vaughan's Wonderball.
Okay.
You remember?
Yes.
It was a cotton wool thing. You could pin it on your singlet.
Yeah.
Stick a bit of whiskey on it, or heat it up.
Yeah.
Well, that was the most used item, I think, on my football day. On your knee, you'd go to work, print shop with a pin of people hanging around your back or around the injury prone was.
I'll have to try that.
Oh no, it was marvellous stuff. But you put whiskey on it, it was a waste of whiskey, mind you. But you could put meth, you could drop a bit of meth on it.
What about fitness levels? Your fitness.
Yeah, well, I've had
training and
no knee joints.
Yeah.
I've no collarbone problems.
Yeah.
I did break that in
Yeah.
but I had no trouble since.
Yeah.
No, my knees are good, and I've been playing golf at Pakuranga for 16, 12 years. I think it was Pakuranga golf.
Yeah.
It's starting to get now where you balance. You know, you can stand on the tee, and you've got to get that balance right with the old drive.
What about your tour? You know, you go away, and we just mentioned you went to Australia. Tours then was just so much involved versus today. You know, how did you enjoy those, being away from home for so long?
Well, that was my first adventure away from home, outside of doing a bit of yachting. We've all been good yachties, but John Lasher, and we built 18-footers.
Yep.
And we had a mullet boat, 4 of us.
Oh, the old
Go away for
boat.
3 weeks in a mullet boat,
Yeah.
26-foot mullet boat.
Yeah.
We had an M-class 18-footer,
Yep.
boarded off the mayor of Devonport.
Yeah.
He cried when we took it away. We said, we're going up the Panmure River to race it. Oh, you're not going up the Panmure River, are you?
So what about
you want to see on the boat?
any incidents that occurred on your tours that you know, off the field I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, there was one there, and we used to go across the ridges. You know, we left Ilkley to go to the outside of town, you know, heading south wherever it might be, and you go across a ridge, just like going from Taupo to Tirring, you know,
Yep.
straight road, but these would be ridges.
Yep.
Old Harold Titley would stop the bus and make us walk. The bus would take off, and he'd have us walking down the side of the road. And there's always a few blokes missing. when we got near the bus. But then a truck would come along, and here's Butterworth and Kilkelly and a few blokes alongside the drive on the bus. Oh no, the truck. they decided that they wanted to. That sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
All those little antics, things like that pop up in the football days.
Is there somebody in your mind, from a playing perspective, that stands out that you just so enjoy playing with?
Well, I was just telling Des, I said, Cyril Eastlake got the best try I think I've ever seen in my football days.
Yeah.
It was the third test on the Sydney cricket ground, and it was in the second half. We were, I think it was 8-6 or something. Anyhow, we ended up winning 13-8.
Wow.
And it was just on the halfway line on the Aussie side of the Sydney cricket ground, and then Cyril was on the left wing for some or other, because he was versatile, so he could play anywhere.
Yeah, great player.
And there was the halfback, there was Geordie Menzies and Ron Mackay, Tom, but Haig was the halfback, Jimmy Haig. And he,
Another great name.
he called Cyril into the back line.
Yeah, the old signal.
Anyhow, the
Crazy
ball was
wasn't
hooked by Davison and went to Geordie, and Geordie and Mackay sent it back to Cyril coming through, and he went straight through, and it was just Churchill to beat, fullback, and nobody got past Churchill.
Yeah.
Sleeves rolled up.
Yeah,
And Cyril comes up to Churchill lining him up, and Cyril just changed the pace and left Churchill in
Wow.
and scored just on the right of the upright.
Wow.
And then Francie finished it off later on with another try, and
Yes.
Whitey kicked it.
What a great memory. What a
Because
great
he came
memory.
home with 2 black eyes while he was that last test. Did he tell you?
No.
He did.
No.
He came home with 2 black eyes.
Oh no, you missed that out. You missed that out. What about your most feared opponent? Who did you think, oh my gosh, I've got to face him again?
Well, when I played the test in France in 55, 56,
Bloody France, eh?
we were at La Rochelle, and we won that test, and they beat us in the first one, we won the second. And the chap that did my collarbone came up to me and asked me how I was keeping it.
Oh, okay.
He-
What did you say?
I said, "Oh, thanks, I know it's heal well. I'm here."
Yeah.
And then the third test in Paris, they brought Big P.L. Burr. Do you remember P.L. Burr? He came out here in 51.
Yeah.
Used to stand by the goalpost and
And have
smoke a cigarette.
smoke a cigarette, yes,
Even
yes.
go to the fence line and ask by somebody for a cigarette.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right, yes. Yeah.
And he was a marvellous goal kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could kick goals. Anyhow, they brought him in for the last test. He drop kicked 3 drop kicked over the post. We were 6-0 down the first 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they just put
Drop
him as a
kicks.
kicker.
Yeah.
And we never recovered from it.
Yeah.
That 6 points made the difference. I think a few points in it, but those 6 won the game for France.
What about a team? Is there any, like club level, provincial level, or
Well,
anything?
with Ray in 50, when I first got into Melbourne, that was my first year, I think. I won the painted treble there, I think. We just missed the treble.
Yeah.
We won the championship, the Rooster,
Yeah.
and Maris just beat us for the champion of the champions. And Manoa had previously won that. They won the treble.
Yeah.
Calipo.
Yeah.
But Calipo was fairly muddy in those days.
Oh, was it? Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, Seagulls used to leave the old foot behind. Never mind. My best goal kicking effort was we played Maris because they were a dogged side Maris with us, Maris and Richmond,
Yes.
and we were getting beaten. What was it? 13-8. Yeah, the Maris were beating us 13-8 in the last 20 minutes or full. So. And Ra Rogers, our second row forward, he was good. Ra. He was a walkie worker, but I can always remember Scotty Prentice saying one day in the changing room, "Where's Ra? Oh, Ra, he should be here." And Scotty went out, and here's Ra coming down under the railway bridge at Calipo, 2 pies in his his boots just slung over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Come on, Ra, you'll be going on the field in about 12 hours. Yeah, Ra was an exceptional footballer for a second row.
Yeah.
Ra scored his try in the last 20 minutes it was on the grandstand side and the backman was. I think about 3 or 4 metres in from the sideline. I converted that.
Yep.
And later on, Roffey, our hooker, he breaks away from a play of the ball and scores in the same place. I got converted that, and we beat them.
Wow.
And the old Maris coach, I'm trying to believe his name, he was rapid.
Yeah.
But anyhow, walking out of the ground after the change and everything, the chap comes up to me and said, "You're all right, aren't you?" "Yeah, I'm all right." He said, "Here, here's a £20 note." He said, "Those 2 kicks are you have just won this football card for me, and I'm getting £200.
Wow.
So he threw me this.
Because he picked the score, had he?
Yeah, no, his card, yeah.
Yes.
Remember the old football scores?
Yes.
He won the.
Wow.
We beat them 13-8.
So just in closing then, Roy, and we spoke about the game as it is today. Is there anything, if you had the opportunity to change anything or add something or take something away in the game today, is there anything that you'd like to see happen?
Well, no, when you look at the rules have changed completely, haven't
Yes,
they?
yeah, absolutely.
From my day.
Yeah, and that's for the better.
See, when we went to England in '55, the English type of football was totally different from
Yes.
what we were playing.
Yeah.
You know, the forwards were running like backs.
Yeah.
You know, Kiwis and all these blokes, the skipper, I'm trying to remember his name, but they were coming in, just breaking through our forwards, and I'd be looking at 3 blokes coming in, which was okay. You know, it was incredible, really.
Yeah. So you think
we got Mountford in from
Yep.
Warrington
Yep.
for a week. Was Harold Titley.
Oh, yes.
I think Harold even caught up with what was going on. We had Siddle as the manager,
Yep.
Tom Siddle, and he brought Nibs in to give us a week's coaching.
Is Nibs?
He was coaching Warrington,
Yes. Yes.
Mountford,
Yeah.
and he spent a week with us.
Yeah.
But see, we had to train on soccer ground. The rugby wouldn't give us their ground to even have a practice goal kick. I was kicking over
Soccer post.
Soccer post.
Yeah.
And we only had 2 little army huts to change in down on the ground.
Yeah.
And Ilkley was pretty,
Yeah.
pretty rough to begin with. You had to learn.
Fantastic, mate.
So no, it was we managed them.
Yeah.
Us.
Well, thank you, Roy.
No
I think
problem.
you've shared with us some wonderful memories, and it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the New Zealand Rugby League Museum TV. So, and thank you for everything you've done for the game. And it's been our pleasure to have a chat with you today. So, thank you so much, mate.
Yeah, no, thanks a lot.